Good evening, guys. All right, we're going to start with some sunset. Well, they're not exactly sun salutations, but we're going to start with a variation of it, kind of same theme. Start at the end of your mat like we normally do. Let's go on, come to the end of your mat. I'm not quite at the end because otherwise I wouldn't be on screen. You're going to lift your arms up towards the ceiling, lengthen that spine. Notice what your hips and your pelvis are doing. You don't want to be sticking that butt way back and have a curve in your spine. You want it to be tucked in a little bit so it's nice and secure. All right, so lift up towards the ceiling, keeping my pelvis kind of tucked, just a little bit, tailbone tucked in. Breathe, hinge from your hips, and now push those hips back, push the butt back. Come down to your hands, bend your knees as much as you need to right now, and walk your hands out. Breathe, come into a nice high plank position. Hands are underneath your shoulders, or ish, wrists are underneath. Breathe, go ahead and come all the way down to the mat. Release at the top, roll into the tops of your toes. Lift with your back and then slowly press up with your arms. Deep inhale, exhale, come back down, either on your toes or on your knees. Push back up, push back into a down dog. Breathe. Good. Now take your hands, walk them back to your feet, and restart the whole thing. So lifting up, elongating that spine, hinge from the hips forward, bending your knees as much as you need to, coming out into the plank. Exhale here. As you inhale, come down. Lift your chest up. Use that back and only use your arms at the very end. Come back down on your toes or knees. Push up. Come into down dog. Push your weight back into your hips. Walk your hands to your feet. And back up again. Reaching towards that ceiling. Hinging from the hips forward. Again, bending the knees as much as you need to. Inhale. Exhale, down, lift, and down, push up, down dog, breathe, walk your hands back, lifting up towards the ceiling. One more time, bend those knees, come out, down, lift up, down, pushing up, and down dog, breathe. Hold down dog still. Good. Now, on this exhale, we are not walking to our feet. We're going to come into a high plank. So a high plank just means that you're on your hands, you're not on your forearms, although if your wrists do bother you, you can switch to your forearms at any point. Now we're going to start with kind of a small motion. So we're going to be up on our toes. Of course, you can do this on your knees. If you do choose to do a plank on your knees, make sure your knees are not stacked right underneath your hips. That's going to make it way too easy. So if you do it on your knees, make sure your knees are back and you're leaning into this. So I'm still keeping my tailbone tucked as I do this. So I'm not letting my back round. I'm tucking that tailbone and keeping the core engaged. If I'm in plank, I'm doing the same thing. I'm not curving my back, but I'm keeping that tailbone tucked so my core is engaged. Now take your left foot and bring it out to the side. All right, bring it back and hold. Same thing on the right side. I can go as far as the wall, but bring it out and then bring it back. And breathe. Left side again, out maybe a little bit further and back. Again, you can do this on your forearms. If your wrists start to bother you, switch sides. Right side, you're going out and back. All right, so either wrists or on your forearms. Switching sides again, taking your foot maybe a little bit further. And bring it back. Breathe, other side. Good, exhale. Breathe, bring it out again, a little further if you can. Bring it back. Again, if you're on your knees, you're just doing the same thing. You're just leaning onto that knee. All right, right side. Breathe, left side. Good, take a second. Left side, last one. Breathe, drop to your knees. Go into a child's pose for just a second. Good, keep breathing. Good. Slowly come up. I'm going to face y'all as I do it this time so you can actually see it from what it looks like straight on. Same thing. We're coming forward into a plank or on our knees. You're breathing. Taking our left foot, bringing it out as far as we can. If you can bring it all the way up to those hands, do it. Bring it back. Right side, bringing it up and back. Breathe. Remember, same thing if you're on your knees. Keep it nice and controlled. Alternating sides. Breathe, getting your abs and your shoulders all warmed up. Stepping out as far as you can. Two more on each side. One. Good. One more. Breathe. And drop to your knees. Go into child's pose. Breathe. Close your eyes. Just focus on your breathing. 2 seconds in, 4 seconds out. And hold. And breathe. Good, come up. Y'all are gonna hate me, don't hate me. We're gonna do one more round of those, okay? So if you find that it is not challenging enough, even though it's a pretty challenging movement on its own, you could actually do it coming from down dog as well. I will show you that version. I'm actually gonna keep it in a plank, but I wanna show you the down dog version in case anybody wants to go just a step above. Okay, so a down dog version would be you're in down dog, lifting your leg up, rotating that hip, and bringing it towards your wrist and bringing it back, and then just alternating, doing it on the other side. Okay, so the exact same thing, it just makes it a little bit harder. All right, so for everybody else, like me included, that is gonna do the regular version, go ahead and get into position. Get into position if you're doing the down dog one as well. Coming forward, breathe, just alternate. Step out, bring it back, go at your own pace. Other side, you're bringing it out as far as you can. Breathe. Good, keep going. Alternate it, keep that core working. Your tailbone is still tucked as you're doing this. You're almost there, guys. We're almost done with these. 2 more on each side. 1. Good. 2. 1 more on the other side. And we are done with those. Now your abs and your core, or your abs and your shoulders are nice and warmed up at this point, right? So come into child's pose and rest. And breathe. Take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, go ahead and come to all four. Now we're going to be doing basically kind of like a mountain climber, but we're going to be going slow and controlled with it. So you're going to come into a plank. We do so much on our wrists and our hands during this class. So if at any point you feel like you need to come down to your forearms, again, feel free to come down to your forearms. You don't have to stay on your hands, and go into child's pose at any time if your shoulders are just needing a break, okay? So as I'm here, I'm actively pushing the ground away. So I want you to think of cat-cow. And let's do a couple of cat-cows, why not? So let's untuck those hips, head looks up towards the ceiling. Then I'm gonna tuck my tailbone under, round my back, all right? And I'm pushing the ground away. Now this is the position that I want you to be most comfortable with. So as you're in the top portion, you're pushing the ground away, your tailbone stays tucked. That's how I want your abs to be, at least starting out the movement. So you're gonna come onto your toes. Same idea here. So I'm pushing the ground away. My upper back is gonna be rounding, my tailbone is tucked. I'm gonna bring in my right knee to my right elbow, hold, breathe, bring it back out, left to left elbow. Breathe, bring it back out. To make it a little harder, go to the outside of your elbow, out to the side, okay? Alternating, slow and controlled. You can drop to one knee too, and you can alternate from your knees, okay? But still keeping that tailbone tucked, pushing the ground away. Use that scapula in your back. That's what you're pushing up right now. That's what you're working. Keep it slow and controlled. Breathing. Thought mountain climbers were awful when they were fast. They're even worse when you go slow, right? Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop to your knees. Active child's pose. Just pushing back and forth. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. And rest now, just in regular old child's pose. Take 2 more breaths. And breathe. Go ahead and come back up. Coming onto your toes if you're doing it on your toes. Now we're going to do it a little bit different this time, guys. So we're going to be doing 5 slow, 5 fast, 5 slow. All right, so it's a lot, but it's going to be worth it. So you're going to come up. You're going to do 1 slow on either side. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. 1 more slow. 5, 5, and then right into it. Regular mountain climbers, just doing 5, and when you finish with those 5, come back to slow. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, and 1, 1. Drop to your knees, active child's pose once again. See, not so bad, right? A little bit of work, never hurt anybody. Good, back and forth. Breathe in and out. We're gonna do that 1 more time. Breathe. and rest in child's pose. Three more breaths. And come up. Now with the fast variation, when I did 5, it was more like 10 really fast ones. You don't have to be super specific with it. So you can try and do 5 per side or just 10 total, whatever is easiest for you to keep track of. So remember, it's 5 per side on the mountain climbers, and then back to the 5. So 5 slow, 5 fast, 5 slow again. All right, guys, so come into position. Let's start 5. Nice and slow. 4. Remember, you're pushing the ground away. 3. Keeping that tailbone tucked. 2. 1. 1. Now fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slow. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Drop to your knees. Woo, active child's pose, back and forth. And breathe. And rest in child's pose. And come up nice and slow. Come all the way down onto your stomach. Lift up. We are stretching out those abs. I want you to kind of shift your shoulders just back and forth. Breathe little bits of rotation. Lift your forehead towards the ceiling. Relax those shoulders. It's like your shoulder blades are sliding down your back. Breathe and come down. Nice and slow. Let's do one more. Up. Come up. Shift those shoulders. Just adding again a little bit of rotation. Back and forth. And then coming to the middle, lifting that forehead towards the ceiling if you can. Good, and come down all the way onto your knees. You're gonna come up all the way, and I'm gonna face you as I do this. This next one is called Gate Series. It's probably one of my favorite stretches and core exercises combined into one. But we're gonna add 2 different kind of motions with it. So one is gonna be a standard side crunch in. The other one is gonna be bringing your leg out in front, and I'll show you what that looks like. So let's start with our right leg down. So make sure your knee and your hip, the joints are in alignment. So take your left leg, stick it out straight to the side. I don't know if you ever see my foot, but 2 ways you can do this. You can curl your toes up towards you as you do the motion, or you can keep them flat on the ground. I think you can probably see it. Usually I keep mine flat on the ground, and as I'm doing it, it's kind of not perfectly parallel to my hips, but it's a little angled out. It's just more comfortable for my ankle. All right, so now your right hand is gonna come down onto the ground, and you're gonna reach up with your left hand and stretch forward. So we're gonna hold this stretch before we do anything because it feels lovely. Breathe. and hold. Good. Hold it and hold it. Now go ahead and lift that left leg off the ground, working that glute just a little bit. All right, reaching still. And now crunch that leg towards that elbow. Okay, you should even feel this back glute working as you do this. Crunch it in and then bring it out. Now this is where it's gonna change. When you come forward, you're gonna reach towards your toes and towards your foot. All right, so we're gonna crunch in. We're gonna come down. We're gonna reach forward. Okay, so reaching, crunch, reach, kick. Okay, crunch and reach. If you need to bend your knee when you do the kicking part, that's fine. You don't have to touch your toes. It could be more like a knee touch. Breathe. Good. Remember, go at your own pace for all of these. One more of each, reaching and kicking. All right. Go ahead, lift up. Now we're gonna stay all on this side as we do this whole set. So we're not gonna change sides until we're completely done. But what we are gonna do is, as we're resting in between, we're gonna bring our hand, our left hand, down and bring it towards the ground. Now if you need to rest your elbow on this leg, that is absolutely fine. Just don't rest it on your knee joint. You can rest it above. Think meaty part of your leg is where you want to put your weight, okay? If you can reach towards the ground, do it. But don't let your chest cave. So you shouldn't be holding the position like this. Your shoulder should be lifted up towards the ceiling. So you come down, stretching out that side, look up towards that hand. And breathe. Close your eyes if you'd like. And breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring that hand back down, reaching up towards the wall. Reaching, reaching, crunch, and kick. All right, reach, crunch, and kick, crunch, and kick. Back and forth. You want to do this with control. So slow it down as much as you need to. Breathe. Three more. 3, 2, 1 more, and 1. Good, let's come up. Woo. Bring that arm down, rotate, look up towards that hand, and breathe. This arm is tired. You can also rest it on your head or put your hand behind your back, palm facing out, keeping that shoulder open. You can do either one. Breathe. We have one more round of those lovely little movements. So take your time, breathe. When you're ready, go ahead and come up. Let's do our last one. Right hand comes down, reaching towards that wall. I did legs yesterday, guys, and my legs are like actually the ones that are giving out right now. It's really funny. Unexpected, but funny. All right, let's reach. Crunch in. Kick. Crunch in. Kick. Crunch. Kick. Crunch. Kick. Breathe. Crunch. Kick. more. 3, 2, 1. And rest. We're not doing that side stretch on this last round because we're done with it as I lose balance. All right, how are you feeling? How are your abs? My legs are the ones that are giving out. Like I said, that's funny. Funny little extra thing. All right, so let's get into position of the next one. This time my left leg is down, right foot is down. And remember here, knee is in line with your hip. It will, of course, shift as it did in our last side, so that is normal. So if that happens, don't worry about it. All right, let's come into the stretch. We're gonna hold the stretch first, and then we're gonna get into the actual ab movement. So let's put down our left hand, right hand reaching up, full stretch, and breathe. Make sure your wrist is underneath your shoulder right now, since it's gonna stay there for a while. Breathe. Good, reaching, reaching. Breathe, ready to crunch, let's do it. Crunch in, down, kick. All right, crunch, reach, kick. Crunch, reach, kick, breathe. Keep going, guys. Reaching and kicking. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, lift up. Bring that hand down. Breathe. Remember, rotate open. Look up towards that hand. Again, if that shoulder is getting tired, you can rest it palm facing out on your low back. And breathe. Feel free to close your eyes. This is your resting pose. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get back into it. Arms come down, reaching up, crunching in, kicking forward, crunch in, kick forward. Good. Good, guys. Keep going. Breathe. 3 more. 3, 2, 1 more. 1. Ooh, come up. Arm comes down, reach up. Again, if you want, or keep that hand on your low back, palm facing out. Breathe. This is our last time holding this opposite pose. We're gonna finish up. 3rd set on this side, and then we're moving on. Take 1 more deep breath in, come up. Hand comes down, right arm extends out, crunch it in. Let's get this last round. It's 2. Come on, guys. Breathe. Three more. 3, 2, and 1. Good, come up. You're gonna go down all the way onto your stomach. And breathe, put your hands on top of one another. Lay your hands right, or your head right on top of your hands. Close your eyes, and I want you to breathe in for 2 seconds. Exhale for 4. One deep breath in and exhale. Now you're going to turn all the way over. So we just are lying here because it feels good, but you're going to turn all the way over onto your back. So go ahead and get onto your back however you can. You're going to lie back all the way. And this is called, well, this is like a Turkish get-up. So if you're familiar with the Turkish get-up, it's where you're lying on the ground and you are lifting weight. So the arm that's extended, typically it has a weight in it, but we're all doing this at home. If you have a weight, you're welcome to go grab it. If you want to focus on balancing something, you could do this with a book, although you just have to be careful that it doesn't shift and fall on you, or just a pillow. Even if you have a yoga block, you could do that as well. I'm going to switch sides just so you can see what this arm is doing. So let's say we start with our left. We're going to bring our right arm not straight out to the side, not directly next to our body, but right in between that, okay? Now, my arm that's extended, which is my left arm, my left knee is also going to be bent. My right leg is down along with my right arm, okay? Now, what a Turkish get-up is you lean forward, so you're leaning up, so you're using your abs. Now, you could stay here, and that be it. Or you can push in with your elbow into the ground and come all the way up. And then come with control back down. All right, so your choice. You can come partial onto your elbow and come back down. Or you can do the full thing, sit all the way up and sit all the way back down. It just isolates those abs a little bit. Breathe. Start with whichever one you feel like is good for you. This is hard for the hip flexors. For some of my clients, they've literally asked me to stand on their feet or their ankles as I do it, or hold them down because their hip flexors maybe are not quite strong enough to keep their lower body down. Your goal is to not lift this foot off the ground to make it harder. That's why going all the way up onto this hand for some is going to be too much. Breathe back and forth. One more. Holding my invisible weight. Do y'all like that? All right, we're going to switch sides. So now my right leg is going to be bent. My right arm is going to be pressing up towards the ceiling. Again, finding that halfway point with this, my left arm. Remember, it's not right out by my shoulder. It's not right next to my side. I'm pushing into the ground with that elbow. Coming all the way up. Coming down with control. Keep breathing. Focus on that leg staying to the ground if you can. Your elbow is helping you up, but your abs are what are doing the work. Let's do one more. Good. Breathe. Now in between those, you're going to come up onto your hands and you're going to be doing kind of this V hold, okay? So we're going to bring our feet in, knees are bent, hands are supporting us, and you're going to lift your legs up, and then if you can, bring your hands up as well. And right now my abs are tired, so I might fall back faster, and if that's the case, then you can leave like one hand like on the ground and help you, or you can tap out with your foot, all right? So the further you come back, the harder it will be. Breathe. Breathe. Hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lie all the way back. Going right back into it. Left hand up, left knee up, and lift. And down with that control. Got this, guys. Keep breathing. Keep going. 3. Good. 2. And 1 more. Good. Oh, I stopped at the top. I'm like, I'm done. All right, so you're switching sides. Right hand is extended, right knee. I keep, like, you can see my mental challenge. My knees and my arms are not coordinated. All right, right hand extended, right knee bent. Again, your arm is not perfectly out to the side. You're coming back and forth. The good news is, y'all are only going to be doing this one more. Well, actually, not one more time. This is your last round. Sorry, guys, I can't think right now. I had coffee right before this, so my brain should be super clear, but apparently it is not. Breathe. Back and forth. With control, guys. Remember, it's all about control. Even if you can do something quickly, you still want to be able to do it with control. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're doing one more hold. So you're coming up while we're still tired. I know, it's the worst. Bring your knees bent, knees come up. Bring those hands up and hold it. Breathe. Go back as far as you can. For me, it's not very far right now, right? Breathe. Those abs are working. Keep holding. Keep holding. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Lie all the way back. Windshield wiper your knees. Let them fall to the right side. Arms come out like a T or cactus arms. They can be resting on your stomach. And hold there. And breathe. Y'all are done with the hard part. I want you to focus on breathing 2 seconds in, 4 seconds out. Breathe. As you exhale, feel heavy on your mat as your upper back and your legs just kind of fall, melt into the floor. All right, let's shift our legs over to the other side. Again, hands can be out to the side in a T or like cactus arms, or you can have them like I do, just resting on my diaphragm. That also really helps me to connect to my breath. So if I have a hard time connecting to my breathing in and out, this helps because I can physically feel my diaphragm lift and sink. Again, doing that 2-second inhale, 4-second exhale. Breathe. All right, as y'all are holding that, I'm gonna go ahead and say my goodbyes so y'all can finish stretching. I would alternate that back and forth a few times because it feels really good right now. If you want more of a guided meditation, there is a link, or there's an IGTV video on my Instagram, so you can go follow along that. It's about 7 minutes long. So if you want a little bit more of a meditative state after this, that's a good one to do right now. But thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I love teaching y'all. So See y'all next time. Oh, and if you feel like donating, it's not necessary, but there are links in my bio as well. So feel free to donate if you want to, but again, it's not necessary at all. All right, guys, thanks for watching.